Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nelo again, as always. You guys can tell I'm really clearly very happy today because whenever we have my mother-in-law on this channel, is always very interesting. You guys loved our last chit chat video, so we're at you today with another chit chat video. Okay, do you want to tell them what we're talking about today?
We want to speak on hi girls. Hi guys.
Hi guys.
We want to speak on marriage, right?
Yeah.
In those days.
She was the one that came up with the topic.
Yes.
Hey.
Marriage in those days and now.
Yes, comparing like marriages those days and then now, how it's different. You know, how my marriage now is very, very different from what marriage used to be before. We're going to get into all that in this video. So if you want to hear what we have to say, then make sure to keep on watching. Okay, so guys, we're going to start from discussing what marriage used to be like in those days for women and men, and then we'll get to what it is now. For example, in our cases, we the recent married people, and
even
yes,
in our own time, it's sort of
transitions. Yes, it's like a transition from those days
my own
to
time
your time.
is among the
It's not among the recent though. Your own time is not.
It is.
It's not close.
Well, in the 80s.
Yes, no. This is 2020s.
Yes, it's 2020, but there's not much difference, you know.
There's a big
unlike
difference.
in the 60s.
Okay, no. But I feel like your time is a transition. Is a like it's you people still adopted a lot of things from the 60s and then transitioned into what marriage is today.
60s, 70s, 80s.
It is then
a bit.
Yes,
a bit.
Yeah, so your own is like in between. There are some things we're doing now that people did, then there are some things that they did in the 60s that people did. Let's start from what marriages used to be. So, for example, what, like, you know how now in marriages, for example, when a guy gets married now, in most cases at least, we know that the partners are equal, how it's supposed to be. What was it like in the 60s, especially for women and men? Like, how?
In the 60s, there was nothing like equality.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Are you serious?
Yes. It's a situation where a man marries a woman, then marries again, you know.
More women.
Marry more women. You know. They will put it that I have many farms, you know, and I need hands.
Hey,
so
Jesus.
instead of buying farm hands to work, they will marry wives. They will marry more wives so that they will do the farming.
The sole purpose of marrying extra wives,
yes,
was just to help them farm. I'm trying to just understand. I'm just trying to picture it today now. Imagine my husband owning a farm or some sort of work, and instead of him to hire people, sales rep or people to help him, he will marry more wives to help him out. One that shall never end.
And the man will be the oga of the house, you know. At times he doesn't go to the farm. It's only the women that will go. And when they come back, they will
harvest.
And Oga will balance.
Nice. That's what nine
will balance.
And they like being called this nine.
Cook. Yes, they love it a lot.
Our father, basically, for those that don't know, nine means our father. Imagine calling your husband our father. Nine.
So when the woman, you know, comes back from the farm, you know how it will be now.
Tired.
The sun will hit you. You'll be tired of the whole work. You come back. You still go to the kitchen and you cook. And after cooking, you know, the funniest thing is after cooking, the meat in the pot, you know.
Oh, I've heard it before.
Yes, they will use this something like rope. You know, they will just put it, you know, put it like suya now.
Yes, like the way they put stick.
Tie it together and put inside the soup so that one will not miss.
And they'll say, no, wait, they'll take all the meat and give the man.
After serving the food, they'll take the meat like that and give the man, you know.
We suffered.
And the children they had their own suffering too. The children, the man will just do this apaka, I don't know that
Yes.
bulb, you know, that triangle, rectangle bulb, you know, just like fish pie now, the
Yes, yes,
cone
yes.
type.
Mm-hmm.
The man will just do it like that, put in the soup, you know, turn it in the soup, and call each of the children to come and take.
And
You know?
is it like it's their
And they will
food
be eating it,
with joy?
with joy.
Their kids, they don't know
They
better.
don't know, yeah.
It's actually the women that did
Then
all the suffering.
the meat, if you know, if the man likes, he will share the meat. If he doesn't like, he will eat everything. Is it not cheating?
The meat that it was the women that
The
even
women that,
suffered to
oh
cook,
gosh.
did everything.
And on passing the food to him to eat, it will be like the woman will kneel down, nine, you know, and pass the food, you know. And at times you still sit down there waiting on nine to finish eating. And maybe the remaining one, she will,
Do they ever eat together?
they don't eat together. Nine is nine them now. They don't eat
Eh.
together. So it's after nine finish eating, then the woman and the children, the rest of the family will eat. In fact,
I heard that in those
that
days,
one is
when people go out, let's say husband and wife, they go out, the man sits down. If the man doesn't tell you to sit, you cannot sit yet.
yes.
No,
Some,
it's true.
it's true. Some do that. You know the power they have then.
But who gave
I
them the
don't know.
power?
Anyway, I don't think there was no Bible then. Now,
Okay. This was
so
before. When did Christianity get introduced to to Africa or Nigeria? It's not. This is 1960s. We already had our independence in 1960s.
it's
So there was already
1960s.
Christianity in Nigeria.
But it's not like that. You have more of
Pagans,
pagans than
Christians,
Christians.
even though it had been introduced, but
So, in fact, they really maltreated women. I call it maltreatment.
of course, now that's
It's
what it is.
maltreatment. But women of now will not take it.
Okay, wait. Before we get to women of now, let's transition to like women from your generation now. How did things get better in your generation? Like the time you got married, how did things get better then?
Then, you know, it wasn't much for some people. You know, this thing is, men are different, you know. There are some, the educated ones, they are not like that.
Yeah, true,
Uh-huh.
true.
It's only
That's
those,
why education is so important.
the ones that are not educated, they still did some of that. You
Yeah,
know,
to their wives
to their
then.
wives. But at times, the wives will not go
Take
with
it.
that, will not
Yes.
take it.
And the marriage will end.
And the marriage will, even if it doesn't end, there will be fighting, quarreling, you know,
Till they
all
adjust.
that until they adjust. A man supposed to be the head of the house, yes, and a woman is his helpmate.
Yeah.
So when you treat the woman as a slave, then you are not doing what the Bible
Said you
says.
should do. That you're the head doesn't mean
It
that
doesn't mean
you are
that you are
the
you are the God in the house.
Yes. It's just to, and according to the Bible, being the head of the house is just taking care of your family and leading them in the right path, especially
Of
righteously,
course.
like especially religiously. But Nigerian men are not even religious in the first place. A lot of
That's
them
it.
are
A
not
lot of
religious.
them are
You're supposed
not.
to lead your family in spirits, like lead them. But to them, to Nigerian men, that being head of the family is beating your wife and showing her that you have power. So
Which
during
is
your own
bad.
time now, during the 80s, okay? During the 80s, 90s now, let's say this kind of food thing now, where people still serving your husband's nine and where you okay. Then you put transition
You
to eating
give him
together. I
the
know if we eat together
you give
today.
him the respect he deserves, but not in, you know, all this all all
Respect
those
is reciprocal.
things.
You respect
No.
him and he
Uh-huh.
respects you. That one for sure. Me,
After a marriage, akani kwa akeba, akeba kwa akani.
Wakani,
When the
yes.
right hand
So
washes
washes
the
the
left
left
hand, the
hand, the
left
left
hand
hand
will wash
washes the
the
right
right
hand.
hand.
That's the meaning.
If it's
So
only the left hand that is washing the right
right
hand,
hand,
it will not work.
it won't work. Yeah.
Because with time, the left hand will be tired,
Tired.
you know.
The right hand will be
When he's not
overwashed self.
getting
Yeah.
the same response from you,
True.
you'll be tired.
True.
So
But what did you people do during your own time that you wish was different? Like, what is the one thing that during the 80s and 90s were popular in marriages that you wish were actually very different?
mm, I don't. Me personally, I don't think there's anything.
Yeah.
It depends on the man.
Yeah, I know, but that's what
It
I'm saying
depends on the
generally.
man.
And I think you were lucky. You married someone that was supportive of your career
Yes,
and
I
a lot of
was
things. But the
very
women have
lucky.
careers, because I know you had a career. She went, then people used to marry after SS3. It was like the norm. My mom, everybody I know that married then, there was a lot of people were not going
Yeah.
to uni then.
I married after my not jazz, after
SS3.
my class. In those days,
It
it
was
was
class 5.
class.
Yeah, but it's
I
basically
married after
equivalent of
my class
SS3
three.
now. Yeah.
So I continued. I stayed in my father's house to continue till I finished my secondary school. Then,
You married early. I was just talking to her about this the other day. I was like, this is child abuse. But it was the norm then. So thank
it
God for
was the norm
education and
then.
different
And
things
if
now.
you are lucky, it's not that marrying at tender age like that. For some it favors some.
Then, but now it's child
It
abuse.
favors. It doesn't favor some.
Some then.
Though it's child abuse.
Now.
Because I know that my
Yeah.
my niece
Mm-hmm.
got married. I think 17, or was it 17 years
Then
now, and the church refused to wed
exactly.
until she's 18 years old, and that was
Exactly.
what really happened.
Exactly.
So now it wasn't like
I'm happy that churches are even enforcing that
the
thing now,
churches are
because
enforcing it now.
anything under 18 is that one is abuse, because the man coming to marry that girl might even be up to 30
But
or
my own,
chasing 30.
but my own is that at that age I was still in school, and I did not even visit him for one day until I finished.
Yes. I remember you told me
So
that your family, they refused
they
for anything.
refused.
And I think another thing is coming from a good family. So because your family really stood their ground and
Yes.
refused.
Oh, dad stood his ground that if you know that she will not finish her school and that she will stay in my house to finish it, no show.
Yeah.
They agreed. He too was young then.
Yes, but talking about, okay, before we deviated, he's actually quite supportive, because he made sure that you were telling me that he was the one reminding you, are you not going back to school again? Don't you want to go back to school
When
again?
I finished my secondary school,
yes.
I went to meet him. I went back. I went to
We
Lagos.
got married, yeah.
So
we had kids.
Yes, we wedded 82. Then we started having our children. But I wasn't, I was working then. I was I had a salon,
Yeah.
I was
You were
doing
always
hair.
working or doing something to occupy yourself. We're not just at home,
No,
housewife, no job, doing nothing.
I was doing
You were always busy.
But I wasn't satisfied.
Yes, she wanted to go back to school.
At all. So I wanted to go back to school. I started with this GCE.
Yeah.
Then I went for tutorials. I took GCE.
You really tried.
I made it.
Why juggling children and a job? You guys, why juggling kids? My brain now cannot go back to school. I don't know how you did it.
I did it because of
you were determined. Yes, and you really put in the work.
Yes, and I wasn't feeling happy.
Yes, you needed.
I knew something was missing.
Yes,
and I wanted to
fulfill that thing and just
to fill that
gap in your life.
So I went back to, after the GCE came out, I was successful. I went back
to school.
Unilag.
Then finished
the
and did your master's.
Unilag.
Yes.
So I went there. I read philosophy, and I finished that. Still went back to my salon, but
Something was still
something
missing.
was still missing. Then I went back for PGDE. I wanted to do masters, but in a different course, a different faculty. So I went to do PGDE, postgraduate studies in education. So after that 1 year course, after that, immediately I
Started your
applied for
masters.
masters in the same PGDE, because my aim is or was, I still want to,
Yeah,
is to have a school. I
Yeah,
wanted
she
to
likes
open a
teaching.
school. I like teaching.
Yeah.
So
She wants to have a school. It's going to happen.
It will happen in Jesus'
Amen.
name.
We will make sure that it happens.
It would have happened
Actually,
but,
yeah.
When I have 6 kids,
It's not easy.
and they're all master
Those 6
degree
kids
holders.
need to come together
So
now and open that school for you.
We have to, take care of them.
Yes.
To their master level. So
make sure everything is
I
fine.
couldn't
All
start
the
with
sacrifices
them.
that mothers make for children. My own is only beginning. Hey.
So I had to draw back
It's all
for
good,
them
yeah.
to finish up.
Yeah.
And I thank God they are.
But that's
they
her
are
retirement
all
plan.
finished.
She
Yes,
actually wants
yes.
to open
I
a
really- I
school.
will really
Preferably
do
even
that.
just move back to Nelo, move back to the village, open it there. Like a very, very good standard school that will help a lot of children. And I can't even wait for it to happen. I'll personally be sponsoring a bunch of children every year, because that's even something I'm passionate about.
Yes.
But that's
it's good.
Yeah, that's
And that is even my aim of that school. Those that
Yeah.
cannot sponsor themselves, I'll take charge
care of
They will
them.
come in.
Yeah, we'll find a way to do it so that at least we'll. Well, that's another video, another topic altogether. But anyways, yeah, then you got your masters as
I
well.
got my masters. I came out. Before I even went for masters, I coordinated a school, for some time before I went back to school.
Because if it was still the kind of marriages then, coming back to the marriage talk, I feel like we've deviated. If it was still the kind of marriages then that wouldn't have happened. I feel like then they didn't even want women to be educated.
The thing is that my husband is passionate
about education, extremely passionate about education. I feel like a lot of people men from you people generation is common, because with my dad,
they didn't have the opportunity.
My dad did not go to uni.
Didn't have the opportunity.
I don't know if my father did not go to university, so all this
they
from
all
secondary school, business, and ended up making it in life. That's why sometimes it's actually conflicting, but we're not here to talk about education. Anyways, they actually made it
for
another day. They actually made it in life. Like, I'm proud of everything. If my father-in-law, my dad, all they achieved in this life, even without university level education and all that. But because they didn't have it, they were passionate.
In their days, university education is like secondary school. Do you know
how?
The standard,
more like secondary school is like university.
Yes, the standard of education in secondary school then was like very high.
Unlike now that people bribe their way out throughout their uni, they are bribing. But anyways, because they didn't get the opportunity to get educated as much, they are into education. Like my dad, if you like break your head today, oh, you look at you can go to hospital. In fact, you are fine, nothing's happening. He's not about to spend his 10,000 naira. Stay it out, you survive. But let it be school and you want $20,000 today,
it will come out immediately.
In 10 seconds, the alert has entered the account. Everybody I know, a lot of people, especially from my village, they're like that. So whatever has to do with school, they don't want any excuse for you not to get educated, which is another thing I feel like helped our generation, now coming down to our generation a lot, because a lot of us were very, very educated. A lot of us had the opportunity to go to school, like the highest level. I have friends with PhDs, like I have freaking doctor friends, okay, with PhDs. Me, that could never be me, but anyways, at least I have a master's degree, and my husband has a master's. A lot of people from this generation has some sort of education, which is why I feel like marriages now is a lot different, okay, because by going to school we've learned a lot. We've learned how marriages should be, not even necessarily from teachers coming in saying marriage will be like this. No, they don't even teach that in school, but from just learning how the world should work, how things should operate, learning about equality, learning about
what is not good.
Exactly, just knowing right from wrong,
and understanding the person you are married to.
Yes,
Education
exactly.
helps in
Helps,
that too.
it makes you even know your own
Even
faults to be
enduring
able.
certain things,
Yeah,
education
because
does that
when it
too.
comes to enjoying things in marriage, some people be like, oh, I cannot endure, oh, I cannot do this. But the thing
But
is,
when it happened to them, they will see that they will enjoy.
yes, but what
That's
they
the
even
thing.
forget, is, like, let me use my marriage for example. I like to use my marriage so that nobody will say that I said. In my marriage now, for example, there are so many things I do that my husband is enduring.
Yes, of course. And there are things he does
And there
that
are
we
things he does
endure
that I'm
too.
enjoying. I don't have to enjoying it doesn't mean it's so bad that we
It's
can't.
not
No,
bad.
it's just there's something I'm a certain
Since we
way
are
that
not all the same,
yes,
you
there are things
know.
I do that see my husband has talked and talked and talked. I try to change. I'll be like, you know what, babe, don't worry, I will not do it again. Next time I'll be
You-
civil about it. And then next time I behave worse than the last time. And it's like, what's all this? And then these days he
At
just
times,
laughs it
that's
off.
the joy of marriage. Oh.
It's not joyful when the quarrel is happening. I'm not even going to lie.
But after that,
After the quarrel is sweet, but during the quarrel, hey God, me and Francis quarrel. Yeah, sometimes. Anyways, point is, so he endures a lot for me. So in return, of course, there's so many things he does too that I would never do that way. I don't even understand why he's doing it that way. I complain and complain and complain. At this point, I know my mother-in-law. The last video we did, I feel like I cut off some of this parts where we were like, so since I know he's like that, why can't I just let it go? I'm like, no, not let it go. I'll talk about it. Then now let it go. Then you do it again. Then I'll talk about it again. She told me I'm just stressing my life. I'm just
I
stressing
feel
myself.
yes.
But
So.
point is, marriages are so different now. And in my marriage, I like to think that me and my husband are equals because he does not make any decision without including me. I don't make any important, let me not say any single decision. Of course, there are
But
things
in
we do
those
differently.
days,
Any important decision without including each
women
other.
are not.
They don't care about your
They don't
opinion then.
care. Yes,
Yeah. But then
they
I can't even
don't
imagine my
care.
husband buying a property or anything really without involving me. Like for every single property we invest in, every single thing we do, even if he's buying school bag, we co-sign. Like it's a thing that we do. And I didn't even have to tell him to include me. It's just because he knows better. He knows that that's
Yes,
how things should be. So he just started doing it. It wasn't even me
that's the work of
that's
education.
work of education. Yes, it
Yeah,
wasn't me that brought it up. It wasn't me that told him. Like education makes marriages easy. Let me just say it that way. It actually makes a lot of things,
of
not just
course.
marriages, but a lot of things easy because they know better. Well, the funny thing in this our generation today, there are men that have masters, PhD, even all the degrees in the world,
It's from
but
the
they
blood.
are still
It's in the blood.
misbehaving.
It's
Shebi,
in the
it
blood.
has to be because there is nature and there is nurture. So it has to be nature. That one cannot be nurture because nurture is kind of what you learn along the way as you're growing. And yeah, you guys help me explain it. But basically, and nature is like it's in your blood. You can't help it. It's how you are. I hope I got it right. But anyways, yeah, I feel like that has to be the problem. But I'm just happy that marriage has evolved so much from
Yes.
then to now
To
because a
now.
lot of things are very different. And we're not perfect yet. A lot of marriages are not still not their wives. They don't even call her anything. Um, but we're getting somewhere. Like in a lot of marriages, they don't still value their wives as much. They are still maltreating the women.
It's not much now.
Yes, but we're
Not
getting
like
somewhere. We're
before.
progressing. And when it comes to this
With time,
equality,
I
it's not even
think
just marriages,
it'll
but
be
maybe because
okay.
we're talking about marriage today, Sha. Yes, with time, Sha, with time. And what people fail to understand is that like me and my husband being equals now, there's some aspects that I know I'm good at, I'm better at. When it comes to things like that, the my husband just sepulomaka in the sense that just removes hand, removes mouth, and know that okay, this is my specialty. If I do this, I'll do it better. It doesn't say anything about him. It doesn't mean oh he's less than or anything. The same way that there are some things that my husband knows way better than me. Imagine me trying to invest our money or anything. It's gonna finish, okay? You see, this by the end of the year, I'll be on the streets begging. I'm just saying because I know nothing about those kind of things. Like, I just know very little. So all those ones, my husband does. I don't even question. Like, he just explains it to me this way. This is what I think we should do. It's better. You don't question. Just let him do it. Point is, we operate that way. Places that he's great, he handles. Places I'm great, I handle. But I'm just trying to picture this 50 years ago, 60 years ago, how things were.
About marrying many wives in those
Uh-huh.
days.
Those days.
Now, if a man should marry more than one wife now,
It's not even a thing
just
anymore.
know that your house is already on
fire. Yup. Meanwhile,
and know that your years on earth,
they have reduced. You are continuing reducing your years. I'm telling you, this is so true. Whereas then,
it's better for the man to marry just one wife and battle with that one wife, because it is battle.
It's battle. Then the wives will come together and serve the husband. Course. But anyways, I don't know why anybody needs more than one wife in 2020.
I don't know.
But yes,
even in the olden days, you don't need more than
they
one
just
wife.
Wanted it. It's
just
not
buy work hands, buy hands, and to work in your farm.
True.
And even if you don't pay them cash, you can
pay them with other things, with farm products.
The products, yes,
or farm produce. However,
instead of marrying wives and putting in the house, today this person will fight with this person.
They know what they were
doing. The children will be divided,
fighting,
because definitely a wife will gather her children
against the other ones,
kids, and they'll be fighting.
They know what they were doing, Sha. I'm just happy that we have come a long way. We have come a long way with marriages today. And yes, I enjoyed this chat. Did you enjoy this chat?
Yes.
I think we're going to end it here. You guys, let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think about what we discussed? Like, what do you think that marriages now are doing that they can actually do better for our kids, like their generation or the upcoming generation? What do you think we're still failing at today as as a community or or something? But yeah, just let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoy seeing this beautiful face on the channel again, and tell them we'll see them in our next one.
We'll see you in our next
video. Bye.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Stay at home.
Yes, don't go out unnecessarily.
Yes, so if you must go out, equip yourself.
Yes.
Your mask.
Yes.
And your hand sanitizer in your pocket.
Yes.
But if it's not necessary, just stay home.
Stay home or stay home. Talking about masks and hand sanitizer, my sister-in-law Obi, she's a YouTuber actually. I'll link her channel in the description box. She just started she's a fashion designer, so she's making masks. So I'm going to link her channel and her IG and everything down below in case you want to buy masks from anywhere in Nigeria. She will ship to you. And my other sister-in-law, the other one, no, the one that sells the perfume oils and stuff.
My two economics.
Yes. So she has sanitizers, 70% alcohol-based sanitizers. I'm going to also link her down below in case some of you want to hook yourself up. My own should be delivered today actually. I think my sanitizer should be delivered today, and I got my masks the other day. I'm trying to set pictures so that people see what it looks like. She has for kids and adults and everybody, so yeah, just place your orders, guys. Okay, you see how I've plugged them into this video. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in our next one. Bye.